They told you the path was simple: go to school, get a job, work hard, save a little, and retire happy. But what if I told you that dream was designed to keep you broke? While you're trading time for money, they are printing trillions. While you're saving, your money's losing value. The system isn't broken, it's built that way. And the moment you realize that, is the moment you stop working for money and start making money work for you. I used to believe what everyone else did, that if I just worked hard enough, stayed loyal to the company, and saved my money, I'd be secure. I chased that steady paycheck like it was freedom. But deep down, something never felt right. Every time I got paid, it disappeared. Taxes, bills, inflation, they took it all. I was running in circles, working harder but never getting ahead. Then one day, I met a man who told me something I'll never forget. He said, "The paycheck is a trap." I laughed at first, but he explained, the moment you depend on it, you give away your freedom. You stop thinking like an owner and start living like a slave. The world rewards those who solve problems, not those who play it safe. That hit me hard. I realized the system trains us to trade hours for dollars, not ideas for wealth. They want you comfortable enough to never question why you're stuck. That's why schools don't teach financial freedom, they teach obedience. And I was tired of being obedient. So I made a decision: I would never rely on a paycheck again. I didn't know how I'd survive, but I knew staying the same was no longer an option. Because if you want real freedom, you have to walk away from the illusion of security, and step into the unknown. The day I walked away from that paycheck was the day everything changed. Fear hit me like a wave: no more guaranteed money, no more safety net. I remember holding my last check, staring at the numbers, realizing it was both my reward and my prison. That paper represented comfort, but also control. And I wasn't going to be controlled anymore. The first few months were brutal. I had no steady income, no plan, and no idea what I was doing. But I had something more powerful: hunger. When you remove the safety net, you either fall or you learn to fly. I started learning how money really works, how the rich think, how they use debt, taxes, and assets to build wealth instead of just working for it. I began studying every move of entrepreneurs. I realized wealth wasn't about luck or privilege, it was about mindset. Employees think about earning money. Entrepreneurs think about creating systems that make money while they sleep. Employees fear failure. Entrepreneurs use failure as data. The difference wasn't talent, it was thinking. I started small, flipping things, investing in real assets, taking risks. Every loss taught me more than any classroom ever did. And slowly, I started to see the truth: the world doesn't pay you for time, it pays you for value. When you understand that, everything shifts. You stop chasing money and start building something bigger: leverage, ownership, and control. That's when I realized, the real risk isn't leaving your job. The real risk is spending your life building someone else's dream while yours slowly dies inside you. People around me thought I was crazy. My family said I was throwing away a good life. My friends couldn't understand why I'd give up stability for uncertainty. But what they called security was just slow death, a life on repeat, waiting for the weekend, praying for retirement. I didn't want that life anymore. I wanted control. Every morning, I woke up with fire in my chest. I stopped blaming the government, the economy, or my boss. I realized the real battle wasn't out there, it was in here. My mindset was my economy. And if I could master that, no external crash or crisis could destroy me. I failed more times than I can count. I started businesses that went nowhere. I made investments that crumbled. But every time I fell, I learned something no paycheck could ever teach me: resilience, creativity, courage. That's what the entrepreneur's journey is: falling forward, failing smarter, rising stronger. One day, it clicked. The people who control their internal economy can thrive in any external economy. The world doesn't get easier, you get tougher. When others panic, you adapt. When others wait for permission, you take action. That's when I stopped fearing failure, because every failure was feedback. Every mistake was tuition for the real school, life. And the lesson was clear: if you want to build wealth, start by building yourself. The stronger you become inside, the more unstoppable you become outside. As I grew wiser, I began to see what most people never do. The world isn't built to make you rich, it's built to keep you dependent. They tell you to save while they print trillions. They teach you to avoid debt while the rich use it to buy assets. They tell you to work hard for money while the rich make money work for them. The game isn't fair, but it's not supposed to be. It's designed that way. Once I saw the system for what it really was, everything changed. I stopped trying to play by their rules and started creating my own. I used what others feared, debt, taxes, risk, as tools to build wealth. I learned to invest in assets that put money in my pocket even when I was sleeping. That's when I realized the truth: money isn't power, knowledge is. Most people are trapped because they never upgrade their mindset. Their ideas are expired. They're using beliefs that stopped working decades ago. The world changed in 1971, but most minds are still living there. You can't win today's game with yesterday's strategy. So I stopped listening to broke advice from people who never took risks. I started listening to those who created value, who failed, who built empires from nothing. I realized that the real currency isn't cash, it's courage, creativity, and control. You don't escape the system by working harder, you escape by thinking differently. Once you shift your focus from earning money to creating value, from fear to freedom, you'll see what the rich have always known: success isn't about playing the game, it's about owning it. Looking back now, I understand, everything I feared losing was never real security. The paycheck, the job title, the benefits, they were just comfort wrapped in chains. True freedom begins the moment you stop waiting to be taken care of and start taking responsibility for your own life. That's what being an entrepreneur really means. It's not about owning a business, it's about owning yourself. Today, when I see people still chasing safety, I don't judge them, I understand them. Because I was one of them. I know what it's like to wake up every day doing something you hate just to survive. But I also know what it feels like to wake up with purpose, to build, create, and live life on your own terms. And that feeling is worth every risk. If you're thinking about making that leap, remember this: you'll fail, you'll struggle, you'll doubt yourself. But those moments will forge you into someone you've never met before. Someone stronger, sharper, and free. The world doesn't need more employees, it needs more creators, more thinkers, more people willing to break the rules and rewrite them. Stop waiting for the economy to change, change yourself. Stop hoping for opportunities, create them. Because in the end, it's not the economy that determines your future, it's your mindset. The paycheck might feed you, but it will never free you. Freedom begins when you decide to stop working for money and start building a life where money works for you.